I'm Dr. Shanti D'Souza, Research Fellow at the National University of Singapore. And what I would like to speak on is on issues of long-term stabilization in Afghanistan, looking at 2014 as a year of opportunity. I think there's a lot of pessimism and concern that things are going backwards in Afghanistan, given that the bilateral security agreement has not been signed and the country is heading towards a political transition with the presidential elections in April. But what I'd like to focus on are issues of long-term stabilization, wherein you can look at 2014 as a year of opportunity. In concrete terms, if you're looking at transition or the integral process, I think it's important to emphasize on the national ownership rather than looking at transition as a process of transferring responsibility to the Afghans. It is necessarily not a process by which the international community reneges on its commitment, but it is a process by which Afghans are enabled to take on more responsibility and have ownership for their own projects. Talking about the security transition, I think it's critical to understand that any long-term security issues in Afghanistan need to be looked at through the prism of the political transition and the economic transition which is occurring in that country. The presidential elections, which are due to be held in April 2014, are critical to building up the political base within the country, of having a government which is credible, legitimate, representative in some sense, and has a kind of connection with the people in Afghanistan. Thereby, the election processes and the outcome of the election would be very important to determine that kind of government. Talking about security, one also has to factor in that the entire legitimacy of the Afghan state and the capacity of the Afghan government to talk to the insurgents from the position of strength is important. Various attempts have been made in terms of political outreach, and these have been largely uncoordinated and very diffuse kind of reach out to the insurgent groups, thereby sending a wrong signal to the other players, both inside Afghanistan and the region. If there is a need to build a stable security environment in Afghanistan, building on kind of a political outcome process whereby you have an acceptable outcome and a process by which an inclusive dialogue or a peace process with the Taliban is critical to building on a security environment which in the long term could have more implications or more impact in the security environment. When you look at the security transition per se, two factors stand out which are important at this point of time to Afghanistan. One is the capacity of the Afghan National Security Force, and second is the bilateral security agreement which Afghanistan needs to sign with the United States. If you look at the state of affairs with the Afghan National Security Forces, it has been a success in terms of the operations the ANA has carried on. But what Afghanistan needs larger than, more importantly than a large Afghan army is the police. If there is a counterinsurgency at work, it is the police who has to do the job and not the army. Building a large army will have economic implications when international assistance dwindles and there's very little money to pay for that army. Moreover, if a peace agreement has been signed with the insurgents, there's no need to maintain this kind of large force. And added to that, the larger question of the civil-military relations also needs to be looked at, or what kind of civilian leadership emerges in Kabul and what kind of control it has on the army. But talking about these two, I think it needs to be integrally linked with the economic transition, and thereby, when you're looking at the economic prospects for Afghanistan, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. Afghanistan has been aid dependent, and a lot of money has come from external sources. And as the assistance and loans and other kinds of credits which are dwindling now, there is a concern of the contraction of the Afghan economy. Most of the aid and assistance programs have run parallel to the Afghan government and have done little to generate revenue from within the country. Afghanistan at this point of time needs to build on its indigenous economic base, and thereby a shift from a very top-down approach to looking at a very decentralized mode of economic rebuilding is required. Setting up agricultural universities, cold storages, opportunities for farmers is more important than having pledges made of having pledges that in the long term will not be able to be fulfilled in that country. So thereby, I think in terms of looking at Afghanistan in 2014 as a watershed year, we need to do away with a lot of pessimism and fear of what's going to happen there. 2014 is surely a year of opportunity. A lot has been achieved in Afghanistan in the last decade. During my travels and interaction with locals, people are very optimistic and they have been very positive about the international community's role, and they do need the continued assistance to rebuild their lives. But having said that, one should take note of the fact that this assistance needs to be catering to the local needs and being channeled so that they take on more national ownership and do things on their own. As Afghanistan heads towards the transformation decade, that is looking beyond 2014 till around 2024, I think it provides a window of opportunity for the international community and the Afghans to put a lot of things in perspective in terms of the economic, political and the security transition, and also about the regional countries' role. The conflict in Afghanistan would surely be destabilizing for most of the countries in the region, and thereby having frameworks of cooperation, joint mechanisms of working together in rebuilding Afghanistan, and having Afghanistan as a settled state which is strategically located, a language which connects South Asia with Central Asia and wider region. I think it's very important to look at Afghanistan as a language and 2014 as a year of opportunity in Afghanistan. Thank you.